One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet whom millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
Good afternoon, everybody, on a Sunday afternoon. Hope you guys are doing well. I am doing well. The Miami Dolphins actually won a game today, so there's good news with that. And the Miami Dolphins, yay! They actually won a game. I didn't go down, well, no, it wasn't here today. It was in Atlanta on Thursday. Thursday night's game will be here in Miami, which we all shall do the trek for. So I hope you guys are doing well. Do you realize while you were sleeping and dreaming great dreams about America, your president was still busting his hump, still working? I looked around this afternoon and I'm like, what am I going to talk about today? And I found what happened yesterday or last night while we slept. And I'm like, not a lot of people are talking about it. Not a lot of people are showing that this guy is still out there kicking butt, taking names and getting stuff done. And so there were his arrival was fantastic, very colorful arrival. Then he did a speech. Then he signed a deal with Malaysia. And then he did another speech. And many of you may not realize tonight, when you get ready to go to bed by tonight, he's out there again. He's pretty much done in Malaysia. Excuse me. Now he's flying to Japan, and then tonight, about 11 o'clock our time, he's doing another event and speech with the Emperor of Japan, not the Emperor, the Prime Minister of Japan. He's going to meet the Emperor of Japan. So he's cramming all this business in a very short period of time while all hell breaks loose over here. In case you have not heard, let me be the first to announce it to you. It has been proclaimed that November 1st, SNAP benefits, as of right now, on November 1st, there will be no SNAP benefits paid. Done. Gonzo. So we're going to get into that after we cover the President Trump stuff, which then would allow you guys to go. If you don't want to hear it, you can leave. But the President Trump stuff, it's what I built this channel on, so I feel compelled to show you that. So I don't want you to be bored, because most of it's him talking. So it won't be me here. I'll wave. It's not good. I'm not leaving, going to dinner or anything. I'm going to be right here. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that President Trump did that we are going to cover. And the very first part was his arrival. And it was unlike the arrival that he has made in many other parts of the world and how it was received. For some reason, when he goes to Saudi Arabia and now Malaysia, these people literally roll out the red carpet for him. It's just this ceremony and what they do. And he was so excited, he breaks into a dance himself as they're dancing in front of him. So I'm going to share that with you. And then just check out the color and everything else. There's not a lot of narration. I'll put the comments on the screen, but if you feel like the comments on the screen are obstructing with the pageantry, let me know in the chat right away. I mean, if it's an overwhelming where people like take those comments off so we can see all of this happening, because it's a grand arrival. It's like a 20-minute arrival in what happens. So that being said, please, SV, Ashley, if you're in here, monitor the chat. If people want me to remove the comments, I indeed will, because it does take up a significant part of the screen. Normally, I don't care because I can adjust it if somebody's talking, but this is almost a parade in essence, and I don't want you guys to miss it. So maybe I should just you know what? I'll start it without the comments, then I'll put the comments on, and I'll check the comments while it's playing. And if it looks overwhelmingly like people like take that off, I want to see it, then that's exactly what I will do. All right, so let me just jump into this. Welcome, enjoy, sit back, and hopefully your football team is done. I know the 4 o'clock games are going on, but this is really, really cool. Excuse me. Meant to do that. So as they're taxiing on the runway here, what you're seeing is the Malaysian. how they're tending to the red carpet. They want to make sure the red carpet is perfect. I love it, man. Look at this reception for our president. Halfway across the world, 12 hours away, and these people are out there jamming it. It's just awesome. just want to let you know, I see some people in the comments. The blonde obviously is American. That's Monica Crowley. She's one of the officials with his party. The other tall, brown-haired person taking pictures, that's Margot Martin, who's part of the White House staff. But it was just awesome to see him break out into a dance with the Malaysian greeting crew here. It's very interesting how many of these people are out there for the United States president. As he has arrived, they rolled out the red carpet. Not sure what the temperature is in Malaysia. It's probably in the 80s or so when this took place. And those people were dancing the entire time. They didn't stop dancing. It was awesome. And I realize that most of you may not have seen all of that on television, if you saw it at all. And so it was very interesting to me because of two things. One, the reception, obviously, coming out to the red carpet and the people dancing. And then number two, his mood. With everything happening here back home, his mood looked so upbeat. Like he didn't have a worry whatsoever. Oh, Snap's going to get cut off on November 1st and the government shut down and he's out there. I'm sure they'll use it against him. The ballroom, Snap. And yet he looks calm, completely under control, and is presenting power to the rest of the world. So now we're going to segue into, I forget which one, it's been a while since I've seen it, but the first signing.
Minister of the Kingdom of Cambodia and the President of the United States of America.
Well, this is so exciting because we did something that a lot of people said couldn't be done, and we saved maybe millions of lives on this one peace deal itself. And I'll tell you what makes me so happy is the two countries we're dealing with, and the third that helped so much. I appreciate so much. Maybe it couldn't have been done without you, but they really like each other. I'm not used to that when I do these deals. Usually there's a lot of hatred. They liked each other, so it made it a little bit easier. But millions of people are alive today because of this peace treaty. So before I begin, I want to extend our deepest condolences to the Prime Minister, Newton, as well as His Majesty, the King of Thailand, and the entire nation on the passing of Her Majesty, Queen Sirikhet, the Queen Mother, and a beautiful, incredible woman who is so respected all over the world, actually respected. I know the people of Thailand will remember her forever as the embodiment of dignity, kindness, and grace that's just happened. But this is a woman who is so loved and respected. Today we honor the memory by bringing the blessing of peace to the nation she dearly loved. She loved this nation like few people love their nations. This is a momentous day for all of the people of Southeast Asia as we sign a historic agreement to end the military conflict between Cambodia and Thailand. And we're so honored to be involved in that. It was so important to me. Two great countries, but they were going at it. I want to congratulate the two courageous leaders, and that's what they are. They were courageous, who are taking this monumental step. Prime Minister Hun Manet and Prime Minister Newton. I also want to thank Prime Minister Anwar of Malaysia. I called him right at the beginning, and I said, you have two countries that are fighting right next to you. We need a third place. We need a sort of a neutral place, right? And he was there, and I said to him, if we get this solved, I'm coming to your country. And I told the truth, didn't I? A lot of times they say that, and that's the last you ever see. But I felt I had an obligation to come because you were so great, and the two men alongside of you are so great. Historic figures now, really historic figures. So I felt it was an obligation I had. I told it to you. That was about a year ago, and all of this has taken place. It's been so beautiful to see. It had started, and there was a lot of killing. And then when we got it stopped very quickly in this case, some we did in 32 years. It took 32 years to get them stopped. They were fighting for a long time. This was very nasty, but it was stopped very quickly before it started. And the two leaders have great respect for each other. But the Prime Minister played a very important role in helping convene the two sides for discussions here in Kuala Lumpur. Earlier this year, an armed clash broke out along the border of these two countries. Really ancient countries by most standards. They've been long time, tremendous cultures, resulting in numerous deaths and thousands and thousands of people displaced from their homes. It was starting because of America's strong commitment to stability and peace in this region and every region where we can do it. My administration immediately began working to prevent the conflict from escalating. I held phone calls with both leaders. I was actually at Turnberry in Scotland when I did this. And we had a lot of phone calls, the three of us and then the four of us. We had a lot of phone calls. It was a beautiful day. I remember how beautiful it was. Turnberry is a great place, but I said, this is much more important than playing around the Gulf. So we sat there all day long making phone calls, and it was amazing the way it came together very quickly. I mean, really very quickly. You caused me very good entertainment. I could have had a lot of fun, but this is much more fun for me than anything having to do with almost anything, because you're saving people and you're saving countries. But ask them to choose the path of prosperity and peace over needless bloodshed and war. At the end of July, after extremely productive discussions, we reached a ceasefire agreement. And now these gentlemen, and they really are gentlemen, high-quality people, both went to college in the United States, and now these gentlemen are about to sign what we're calling the Kuala Lumpur Peace Accords. Good name. Both countries are agreeing to cease all hostilities and work to build good neighborly relationships, which have already started. 18 Cambodian prisoners of war will be released, and under this agreement, observers from ASEAN countries, including Malaysia, will be deployed to make sure that the peace prevails and endures. I have no doubt that it will. We have another situation like that right now in the Middle East, and Gaza. You might have read a little bit about Gaza, and that's another one we're very proud of. But we have a lot of people watching that. A lot of people. I think this is a much different kind of a thing. The two countries are getting along really well. Today, alongside this peace treaty, we also are signing a major trade deal with Cambodia and a very important critical minerals agreement with Thailand. The United States will have a robust commerce and cooperation transactions, lots of them, with both nations as long as they live in peace. And I really feel that when we make deals, we see two countries that we do a lot of business with. We do a lot of business with both of them. We have to use that business to make sure they don't get into wars. But this is going to be a very long peace. So as you know, this is one of 8 wars that my administration has ended in just 8 months. We're averaging one a month. There is only one left, although I heard that Pakistan and Afghanistan have started up, but I'll get that solved very quickly. I know them both, and the Pakistan, the Field Marshal and the Prime Minister are great people, and I have no doubt we're going to get that done quickly. That one started up a few days ago. And I just feel it's something I can do. I do it nicely. I don't need to do it, I guess, but if I can take time and save millions of lives, that's really a great thing. I can't think of anything better to do. But the 8 wars that my administration has ended in just 8 months, there's never been anything like that. Never. There never will be either. I can't think of any president that ever solved one war. I don't think anybody. They start wars, they don't solve them. So nothing like this has been done in history, and it's an honor to be involved. On behalf of the United States, I'm proud to help settle this conflict and really develop good friendships, including people that work with each team. Look at these very distinguished people, except for my people. My people are much less distinguished, but they're very good. But look, my people understand the joke. But look at these very distinguished people, and I've gotten to know them. I want to thank Marco Rubio for being here, who's great. You always help. He's born for this job. He really was. He was born for this job. Secretary of State Jameson, thank you very much for all you did on helping, too. He's the foremost expert on trade, and we're going to be doing another couple of stops where we'll be talking about no war, just pure trade. We'll be talking to President Xi in a day. We'll be stopping at Japan. We'll be stopping at South Korea. And we'll be doing some other things, but they're more related to trade. But on behalf of the United States, I'm proud to help settle this conflict and forge a future for the region where proud independent nations can prosper and thrive. Safety, security, and peace. It's an amazing thing that's happened to the United States because a year and a half ago, we were a dead country. We were actually a dead country, and now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. And when I called you, we were in the process of becoming hot. It's actually quite a while right now, but we were sort of on our way. And we had won the election big in a massive amount. And so I was respected when I called you, and it was a little bit easier. I think it's easier when you respect somebody than if you don't respect somebody. If you don't respect somebody, it never happens. But I won't forget that day because it was one of the first wars that I got involved in. and I love doing it. It's like, I shouldn't say it's a hobby because it's so much more serious than a hobby, but it's something that I'm good at, and it's something I love to do. The United Nations should be doing this, but they don't do it. They don't do it. They turned off my teleprompter when I made a speech. I had to make a speech without a teleprompter. They're good at that. The escalator wasn't working too well. It came to a complete halt. But, the United Nations has such great potential. I wish they could do it. They didn't get involved with us at all. We just did the deal and reported the deal, and everybody was sort of amazed that we got it done so quickly and so nicely. But now I'd like to ask Prime Minister Anwar to say a few words, and then we'll hear from Prime Minister Hun Manet and Prime Minister Newton. And these are, I just have to say it for a last time, these are incredible men. The way they came together, the way they worked so hard, and we worked long hours. It was not long days because the days were few in number, but the hours were very long and very intense. There was a lot of intensity going on because there was a lot of shooting happening while we were talking. That brings it to a new level. And the three men sitting there should really be credited with having done just an incredible job for humanity. Thank you all very much. It's an honor to have worked with you. Appreciate it. Please.
Thank you, President. Thank you, President Donald J. Trump, for giving us this honor. And on behalf, of course, Malaysia and our colleagues in ASEAN, I must thank you for your concern, for your empathy, and for your commitment to support this peace deal. When I first received your call and then urging me to do more in supporting our initiative, and you personally did call both prime ministers to urge for a speedy peace settlement, I would say a great thank you. And we, of course, admire your tenacity, your courage, because the world needs leaders who promote peace strongly. And to achieve that, you have to break some rules, as you did today. When President arrived, he asked me to join him in the car. I said, that's against the security and protocol rules. And he was delighted to break the rules, and I...
Nice ride.
It was a nice ride. And we share a lot of things in common. I was in prison, but he almost got there. But very good exchanges on a number of issues. Of course, priorities, of course, the peace deal. Thank you, both prime ministers. You did a great job. We are delighted to have you as colleagues, as true friends, and you understand the need to secure peace to save our people, and also the ASEAN position as a region of peace and prosperity. And I must also share with you here that I took the opportunity, full opportunity, without Secretary Rubio knowing this, exploring other issues too, and thank the President for his effort to secure peace in many parts of the world, including Gaza, and urging him to remain focused and ensure that there's a comprehensive peace that the world requires. And I am delighted, truly, President, to hear from you personally how determined you are to ensure that peace is achieved in the most intractable areas, almost impossible. But you did it, and we have shown our support and call on the United States in particular to continue this with the support of many, not only neighbors, but part of the world. But I must also take this opportunity to thank Secretary Rubio, Jamison, and Ambassador Kagan, because they were very helpful. I mean, you didn't say that, but I must say that because they were extremely helpful in ensuring that you come here. I mean, I wasn't sure when you said to me, yes, Prime Minister, no, I'm coming. Well, I'm not sure because, you know, I deal with a lot of politicians. But you are an exception. Thank you, Mr. Donald Trump. Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
President Donald Trump, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Today marks a historic moment, profound significance for Cambodia and Thailand, a day that reaffirms our shared conviction that peace is always possible when nations have the courage and wisdom to pursue it together. On behalf of the Cambodian peoples, I wish to express my deepest gratitude to President Donald J. Trump for his decisive leadership and steadfast commitment to supporting the lasting peace between Cambodia and Thailand, and for his tireless efforts to make it a reality. I also wish to convey my sincere appreciations to Prime Minister Anwar for his unwavering support and facilitation throughout this peace process until successful conclusions. I further extend my appreciations to my ASEAN colleagues, China, and other partners who have been supporting the ceasefire from the beginning. The principles that underpin this joint declaration are those that Cambodia holds dear. That no matter how difficult or complex our dispute may be, they must always be resolved through peaceful means in full conformity with existing treaties and international law. Cambodia reaffirms a strong commitment to fully and faithfully implementing these joint declarations and to continuing to work closely with Thailand and all our partners to ensure that this peace endures and brings tangible benefit to our peoples. We look forward to continued support and contribution of international communities and partners to fruitful realizations of the joint declarations. As we speak, I think our two commanders are discussing on the possibility of start of withdrawal, partial withdrawal of the first phase of our heavy weapons as an indication of our willingness to show that the execution of the joint declarations. At the same time, I strongly hope for the prompt release of our 18 soldiers on humanitarian grounds and as agreed in the joint declarations. Finally, recognizing your unwavering dedications and resolute effort to promote peace, and not only between Cambodia and Thailand, but also among other nations. And reflecting the gratitude of the Cambodian peoples, I have nominated President Donald J. Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. And he, like I say, peace saves lives. And this is the wish of our Cambodian people as appreciations for the President. So thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
President Trump, Prime Minister Anwar, Prime Minister Hun Manet, Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, today marks a new chapter for Thailand and Cambodia. Today we take a concrete step towards peace. I would like to thank Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim for the leadership as ASEAN Chair and your strong efforts in upholding ASEAN unity. And I also wish to express my sincere appreciation to President Donald J. Trump for your personal dedication to peace between our two countries. And in addition, I thanks so much for the kind words of condolences that the President has given to our country on the great loss of our beloved Queen Mother. It means a lot to Thai people. We have come a long way since agreeing to the ceasefire here in Malaysia on 28th of July. The discussions since then have led to this important outcome, which is the signing of our joint declaration today. And I have to thank Prime Minister Hun Manet for his cooperation and support that led us to this moment. Thailand stands for peace. This declaration reflects our will to resolve differences peacefully, in full respect of sovereignty and territorial integrity. This declaration, if fully implemented, will provide the building blocks for a lasting peace. But more importantly, it will begin the process of mending our ties. Our border communities have been divided by conflict, and innocent civilians have suffered immense losses. This declaration places a firm responsibility our two parties to act. I believe we can achieve what seemed beyond reach a few months ago. To this end, I welcome the agreement that following the signing of this joint declaration today, both sides will begin implementing all the agreed points, in particular promptly removing heavy weapons from the border areas to ensure the safety of our people, to build confidence and trust. And Thailand will also begin the process of releasing the 18 detained Cambodian soldiers. We have a responsibility to act in earnest and in good faith, and that we restore livelihoods and protect the well-being of our communities along our shared border. To achieve real change on the ground, what we agree on here must be implemented. Only then can we truly turn to a new page. Only then can we assure that our people's security and safety. Only then can we achieve real peace. This is what our people expect of us, and this is what they deserve. Peace with dignity. Going forward, I call on our friends to continue supporting this process so that the joint declaration is implemented fully and in good faith, rebuilding stability, trust, and renewed cooperation between Thailand and Cambodia and across our region. I am also pleased that today we announced the joint statement on the framework for a U.S.-Thailand agreement on reciprocal trade, which I hope will facilitate our negotiations on tariffs for conclusion by end of this year. We will also sign the MOU between our governments on cooperation on critical minerals, which will further promote resilient and sustainable supply chains for years to come. Thank you once again. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
which it can't be forged. We can use the auto pen, right? No auto pen. We don't want auto pens.
Auto pens.
Thank you very much, everybody.
We have
It was a
additional
tremendous
agreements,
day.
Mr. President.
Yes.
We have the Cambodian trade deal, and we have the critical minerals agreement to sign.
We're going to sign another. We're
More
signing our trade
agreements,
deal. I
yes,
thought we
sir.
could forget about this deal. They make a very good deal.
This is the Cambodian trade deal,
Good.
Mr. President.
And this is a great deal for both countries. This is very great. You wanted that?
The president has a special pen.
I have a special I do have.
And this is the Thai critical minerals.
Okay. Critical. What do we hold them up? Go ahead. Let's hold it. All of them together.
I'm just witness.
Now we can do a merger on this list. Have another one.
Thank you.
I'll collect.
Thank you very much, and congratulations. Everybody, this is a very big deal. Thank you very much.
I'm going to come down to thank your team. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So it's interesting to me, the the Thailand president, because he talked about the Queen Mother, and so it was the first guy from Malaysia who got to ride in the Beast, and he's like, I didn't know I'd get to ride in the car. The guy was excited. He got to ride with President Trump. I'm sure the Secret Service was like, oh no, what are you doing? But anyway, he got to ride with him. And as I watched that myself, as I put it together, I had to wonder, how did you get these guys together? What is he saying to these people that is making this happen? And why has nobody else done it? Not France, not Canada, none of them. They haven't done this. Brought these people together around the world. It makes no sense. Like he said many a times, he didn't need all this, you just needed a new president. A new president with a different focus, obviously, because things are happening so fast around the world, Democrats can't keep up. I'm going to show you in a little while that I personally don't believe there ever, well, I shouldn't say ever, but there doesn't exist a Democrat Party right now. And I'm also going to explain to you why I think what's happening here with the shutdown is what's really going on behind the scenes. Before I do that, let me take a second to go to one of my sponsors here. Did the button work? Hold on, let me make sure. And of course, Ashley, let them know the button didn't work once again. Wait a minute, let me just try this. I hate that this doesn't happen. Okay, now it worked. Working with some of this technology is sometimes quite a pain in the butt. But in any event, I got it to work. So let me just tell you guys about, as you know, so they put the wrong thing up. They put the Trump blanket, but that's not what they want me to read. So I'm all kinds of discombobulated. Hold on, let me see this. Nope, it is the Trump blanket. The other one didn't work. All right, the Trump blanket. But what a complete cluster. I'm supposed to be a professional. They're giving me the wrong things. All right, so hold on. Let me go get the Trump blanket because I'm supposed to be showing you something else right now. And for some reason, that didn't pop up. So let me get the Trump blanket and I will be back in like 10 seconds because sometimes you click the button, sometimes the button works, sometimes it doesn't.
Somewhere to be every night of the week. Seems God ain't close as he used to be.
All right, so I'm back and the microphone's on. I have to do this and do it very slow so that the green screen doesn't completely fail. But you guys are aware of the Trump blanket. Hopefully you can see it. If I stay still, you should be able to see it. Crap. Okay, there we go. I just got to get closer. But anyway, it's a large Trump blanket. You know what? Here's what I'll do. Gosh, so many things happening at the same time. And if I do this, boom, you can see that. There you go. There's the Trump blanket. Da-da-da. There it is. That's the Trump blanket right there. You guys can pick this up. It's huge, as you can see. It is extremely warm. It is big. As you can see, it can cover my big behind. Now you're seeing the actual background here in my office. But there, that's the Trump blanket. Right there. It's pretty cool. And it's warm. So this time of year, as we're talking about tailgates and everything else, you could pick this up and be able to do all kinds of things with it. Go to a tailgate, go to a party. You can get this for free. If you can see it again, absolutely for free. No hidden charges, no recurring fees, none of that. Just a small shipping fee and it's yours. The blanket is gorgeous, thick, warm, and decked out with patriotic pride. Just imagine wrapping yourself in it every single night. It's more than just a blanket. It's a bold symbol of America's comeback and real leadership. And let's be honest, it drives liberals crazy when they see it. Just be careful. Patriot Addict is doing this to show their support for Trump in these challenging times and to make room in their warehouse. But this offer is only available to you guys here on the Fanfare family. You get it for free. Let me see if it'll show, because I have my green screen here. Don't wait. Scan the QR code now or head over to the link in the chat, if you can see the link, before they're all gone. Again, just scan the QR code right now and grab yours today. So we'll do that, and thank you, Patriot Addict, for not showing the wrong thing. In any event, did that not show? I don't know, that might have just been one big aberration of an ad. But I guess this worked. Hopefully it worked. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. All right, so I'm going to continue with this. And so the next section here is kind of odd. Very weird. He's over in Malaysia. He's talking to Malaysia and Thailand and Cambodia. And so this next meeting he had, kind of like, what the heck is this? How did this just become a part of that? Well, somehow, I don't know if it's because of Venezuela, I don't know. But he met with the president of Brazil.
I think the press is right. They can barely make it. Hello, I'll see you back in the plane. Political, beautiful woman.
Hi, Mr. President.
Hello, how are you?
How are you feeling?
I feel good.
What's going to be your message to President Lula?
You'll hear pretty soon. Are you going to raise the tariff? Yeah, I think I want to raise them on Mexico a little bit. Now Brazil is we're gonna make a deal. I think we'll make a deal with Brazil. We get along very well. We met just before I found out that they turned off my teleprompter at the United Nations. You know, I walked up, I had no teleprompter. I just shook his hand. I then got up, and they were introducing me, and I see all the leaders, 158 leaders, and I noticed there was nothing on my teleprompter. That was but it worked out well. I think it was a better speech than I had.
Mr. President, are you convinced, or were you convinced by the Brazilian government that the reasons you presented to impose tariffs on Brazil were not fair?
No, I think everything's fair. Look, you know, we have economies, and I have a lot of respect for your president, as you know. A lot of respect for Brazil. So we'll see. We'll probably work out some deals. I'll leave these guys work them out, but I think we're going to work out some deals. We have to get certain things. Wait, who's that shouting? Who's shouting? Is that you? Don't shout. Don't shout. Who was? Well, first of all, let me just say it's a great honor to be with the president of Brazil. It's a great country. It's a big, beautiful country, and I think they're doing well. I think they're doing very well, from what I understand. And I think we should be able to make some pretty good deals for both countries. And I'm going to leave that a little bit to Jameson and Scott and Marco in different ways. Marco, less on the economic stuff. You could do it very well, but I don't think you'll have to. But I think we'll be able to do some pretty good deals. We've been speaking, and I think we'll end up having a very good relationship. We always have had a good relationship. I think it'll continue.
Presidente Lula, o senhor ficou satisfeito com o encontro, presidente?
Olha, eu acredito que, primeiro, a imprensa vai ter boas notícias depois que terminar a reunião.
I think the press will have good news after we end the
Antes de
meeting.
começar a reunião, são só suposições.
It's only assumptions before we start the
O
meeting.
Brasil tem todo o interesse de ter uma relação extraordinária com os Estados Unidos.
Brazil is highly interested to have an extraordinary relationship with the U.S.
Não há nenhuma razão para que haja qualquer desavença entre Brasil e Estados Unidos.
There's no reason for having any kind of conflict between Brazil and the
Eu tenho
U.S.
certeza que na hora que dois presidentes sentam numa mesa
I believe that when two presidents
e
sit
cada
around the
coloca
table
o seu ponto de vista,
and each one raises their viewpoint,
cada coloca os seus problemas, a tendência natural é você encaminhar para chegar a um acordo.
and then we can forward to reach a deal afterwards.
E eu estou convencido, eu disse antes de chegar aqui,
And I am
eu
convinced,
estava
and I said before I
otimista.
came here,
Eu estava muito otimista com a possibilidade de nós avançarmos, sabe, na manutenção da relação mais civilizada possível entre Brasil e Estados
I was
Unidos.
very optimistic to
pretendemos manter.
advance the relationship between Brazil
Eu não
and
sei
the
se o
U.S.
presidente Trump vai ter tempo, mas eu tenho uma
I don't know
longa
if
pauta para
President
discutir com os Estados
Trump will
Unidos.
have time, but I have an
É
agenda
uma
to
pauta
discuss with
muito
him.
longa. Eu trouxe por escrito.
I bought it in writing.
Vou lhe passar a cópia da minha
I'll give
pauta
you
em
a copy
inglês.
of our agenda already in English. If we
Para
don't have
saber
time
que o
to,
presidente quer discutir todos os assuntos.
I don't know if we'll have time to discuss all the issues here, so that's why I brought it in writing.
No mais,
President Trump, you said yesterday that under the right conditions, you would reduce the tariffs of Brazil. What are those conditions?
We're going to see. We're dealing on it right now, and we'll be discussing it for a little while, and I think we'll probably come to a conclusion pretty quickly. We know each other. We know what each other wants. I think we'll come to a conclusion. I think we'll come to a lot of conclusions this week. This has been a very big week. We concluded a war just now. We just had the official signing, and that was a great honor. That's actually why we came here. We had Cambodia and Thailand and really lots of others. We've done 8, and we're looking to do number 9, which.
I don't mean to interrupt President Trump, but anybody else find it odd that he's there, he's talking about Cambodia and Thailand and Malaysia, and the president of Brazil comes in and gets a side deal? I just found it. I don't know if this was not scripted. I don't know if it was planned. It didn't show up on his schedule anywhere. And the president of Brazil came all the way to Malaysia and said, we need to talk. To me, that's some big news. I'm not sure why nobody's covering it.
Russia and Ukraine. So we've done a lot of work. Yeah, please go ahead.
What are y'all feeling about Mr. Bolsonaro, Mr. President?
Well, I've always liked him. I feel very badly about what happened to him. I've always thought he was a straight shooter, but he's gone through a lot.
Is this on the agenda today?
He's gone through a lot.
Is this on the table today?
It's none of your business.
What about China, Mr. President? Are you concerned about Brazil's relation with China and its privilege?
No, I think we're going to do well with China. I think we're going to have a deal with China. We meet, as you know, in South Korea with President Xi. I think we're going to have a good deal with China, and they want to make a deal, and we want to make a deal. We've agreed to meet. We're going to meet then later in China, and we're going to meet in the U.S. in either Washington or at Mar-a-Lago, Palm Beach. So, I think a lot of these talks when we meet, we've done a lot of discussions before we meet. We've done discussions with Brazil. So I think we're going to end up having a good deal for both countries. I think with China that's going to happen, and we have other deals. We have Japan, we have South Korea, we have a lot of meetings. But people seem to be very interested in China. I think we're going to have a very fair meeting with China. Yes.
Can you leave some of the tariffs today on Brazil? Brazil is requesting.
Yeah, we can do things fast. We move quickly. We're very nimble. We're very nimble.
Do you plan to discuss the situation? Do you plan to discuss the situation?
Not you again, please.
Is there a deadline, Mr. President?
Go ahead, please. Yeah.
Are you discussing your actions in Venezuela today? Is there anything you're asking the Brazilians?
I don't think we're going to be discussing Venezuela. They're not involved with Venezuela. They're not doing what Venezuela is. But, I would discuss it if they want to. I'll discuss it. But no, I don't think we're going to be discussing it. Yeah, please, in the back.
Mr. President, besides Bolsonaro, is there anything that Brazil can offer to improve relations with the U.S.?
We're going to find out in probably 15 minutes. It'll go very quickly. They can offer a lot, and we can offer a lot. It's good, and it's good for both countries. Please,
Mr. President, with you in Asia making all of these deals in China's backyard, what should they take away from the strong U.S. presence in this region?
I don't think they should take away anything. I think we're going to have a good deal with China. I think we're going to make a deal. It's going to be great for China, great for us. I mean, we have a lot of things that are good for both. And we know pretty much, we've been dealing with China. We don't just meet in a vacuum. We've had a lot of discussions, Jameson, Scott, Howard, Marco, and different things. We've had a lot of discussions with China. We have with Brazil, too. We're not walking into the room with no knowledge. We're walking in with great knowledge. And the meetings don't even have to take that long, frankly. We know pretty much where we are, and we know where they are.
Eu queria sugerir que vocês fizessem a entrevista depois da reunião.
I would like to suggest that the press will continue the interview after the meeting.
So as not to confuse you, you're going to hear a voice, which is the translator that's trying to talk over the idiots in the press.
Porque nós temos pouco tempo e daqui a pouco o tempo se perdeu porque nós ficamos conversando com
We don't have much time, and we'll waste time or lose time talking with the journalists, so we have a lot to talk.
Se vocês tiverem paciência, vocês saberão o resultado da reunião.
If you have patience, you'll know the results of the
Se
meeting.
ficarem agoniados, vocês vão saber apenas suposições nossas.
You're going to hear the new things that will come out from the meeting. So I suggest that we should start.
They're not great questions today, I must say. You know, they're sort of boring questions. We'll see you later. Thank you very much.
That was quick, to the point. He wasn't taking any crap from the press, which is odd. Told her, no, not you, not talking to you. None of your business. And the president from Brazil, I wasn't going to say anything, but did that guy look nervous or what? Like, I got to get something done with President Trump. I need President Trump's help with something. Why in the heck would you fly from Brazil all the way halfway around the world to go meet with President Trump in the middle of his Malaysian excursion? Something... I haven't heard anybody talk about this today. I was hoping somebody would bring it up and say, you know what? This was unplanned, and this guy flew halfway around the world for about a 15-minute meeting with President Trump. That's it. They snuck him in, and wow. By the way, I know a lot of us are thinking that the next president would be J.D. Vance. President Trump is spending a lot of time with Marco Rubio. I don't know, and Marco Rubio is meeting all these world leaders the way he's integral in terms of talking to them. Watch out for Marco. Marco, I love J.D. Vance. I think J.D. Vance would be a great president. But just keep your eye. Marco is basically his right-hand man everywhere he goes. I've been noticing that. All right, so this last piece is, if somebody goes, John, cartel problems? Maybe cartel problems, maybe Maduro problems, maybe... That was just very odd, and what's made it more odd for me is all day I was trying to find out from people, why was he even there? And then when you think of the logistics, this guy flew halfway around the world for what amounts to a 15-minute meeting. I don't even know what the flight is from wherever in Brazil his office is, all the way over to Malaysia, had to wait until President Trump was done doing all his signing with Cambodia, Thailand, and Malaysia. They gave him a room, you got 15 minutes, and then that's it. And he looked nervous as heck to me. Well, after this, President Trump did a small presser to close the day.
Today will mark a significant milestone when it comes to trade and investment with the U.S. I believe that going forward, with the commitment and the joint statement that we make today, we will see further improvements, not just in trade relations, but also investment in both. So I'd like to say thank you. Ambassador Greer, it's been tough, but it's been fair. Thank you.
No, that's big as yours. That's a very interesting signature he's got. Wait a minute, I'll show you. Micro. Just look at his signature. How interesting. Very artistic. Congratulations and thank you, James. Appreciate it. Marco, thank you.
Can you tell us about this one, Mr. President or Ambassador Greer?
this agreement on critical minerals. This ensures that trade and investment in critical minerals between Malaysia and the United States can be as free as possible and as resilient as possible. We live in a world where having these critical minerals is important to our manufacturing, to our technology, to our economy, and it's very important that we cooperate as willing partners with each other to ensure that we can have smooth supply chains, secure supply chains for the quality of life of our people and the security of our economies.
Well, we are looking forward to the technology that the US is going to bring on this critical mineral, and we're certainly looking forward to the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to the ASEAN, and we're going to have a lot of different leaders. We'll be with them for a little while, and we'll stay here tonight, and we'll head off to a very beautiful country tomorrow. We have some very good, interesting deals, as you know, we made. The following day, as you know, we meet President Xi of China.
We'll all be there.
And that should be, are you going to be there?
Yeah, APEC.
Oh, good. And APEC, yes. So it'll be, it's quite a period. It's quite an interesting time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Your Majesty, Mr. President, Your Excellencies, we will now proceed with the leaders' group photograph.
I wish you smile. Yes, everybody smile. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Majesty, Mr. President, Your Excellencies. Kindly be seated as we continue with the next segment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gaza, we welcome your comprehensive plan to end the Gaza conflict. It has given the world a glimmer of hope that even in the most intractable conflicts, diplomacy and determination can prevail. And we trust that with your leadership, Mr. President, we'll achieve a just and durable peace. Thank you. And now, Mr. President, I invite you to deliver your opening remarks.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here. Many friends in this room and so many new friends. I want to thank Prime Minister Anwar for hosting us, spectacular man, and for organizing this year's ASEAN Summit here in beautiful Kuala Lumpur. As you know, this has been an incredibly successful day for Malaysia. Great honor to be here. I promised I'd be here when the Prime Minister helped us so beautifully with our peace treaty among two very friendly countries, I think we can say right now. And here I am, really something to see what you've done.
I noticed somebody says the audio hisses loud. You're going to have to talk to the Malaysians about that, sir. I got nothing to do with it. Doing the best I could to put it together.
For the United States and for all nations across this magnificent region, they're all watching and they're seeing what's taking place. Thank you very much. It's an honor. Today, the Prime Minister and I signed a major trade deal between the United States and Malaysia, and together we took part in the signing of a historic peace agreement ending the hostilities between Cambodia and Thailand. We're calling it the Kuala Lumpur Peace Accords. I once again want to congratulate Prime Minister Hun Manet of Cambodia and Prime Minister Anut of Thailand, who had to return home because of the Queen's passing. This magnificent woman, known all over the world and respected by everybody. But this was a great achievement that she was very proud of. I also want to thank the other ASEAN countries for agreeing to send observers, and in most cases, your heads of state, because I don't see too many observers, I only see heads of state, to help ensure a lasting settlement. Today's signing represents just one of 8 conflicts that we've ended in 8 months of the Trump presidency. I'm very honored to have done it. We saved millions of lives. That also includes the end of the war in Gaza. We've signed a very strong agreement. We have 59 countries involved. We have numerous of them right here at this table. Like, as an example, Indonesia, my new friend. Thank you very much for helping. I appreciate it. I want to thank Malaysia and Brunei as well as my friend, President Prabowo of Indonesia, for their incredible support of these efforts to secure the new day for the Middle East. It really is a new day. There's never been a period of time like this. The Middle East will have peace after 3,000 years. This is a very strong peace. It's going to be an everlasting peace. It's true. It really is a true pleasure to be back with all of you in Southeast Asia, almost some of America's most important allies and countries and partners. In the entire world, they look up to you. I'm here on a mission of friendship and goodwill, and to deepen our ties of commerce, to strengthen our common security, and to really promote strongly stability, prosperity, and peace for all of the countries in this room and long beyond this room. That's why I'm delighted that in addition to the agreement with Malaysia this week, we're also signing or nearing completion on trade deals with many other Indo-Pacific partners, from Cambodia to Japan to South Korea. We're delighted to forge richer partnerships on energy technology, artificial intelligence, critical minerals, and other industries. The United States is having its golden age. Last year, we were a country that was doing very poorly under a different semi-leadership. I don't even call it a leadership. But this year, we're doing numbers that nobody ever thought it was possible for any country to do. We'll be, at the end of my first year, over $20 trillion worth of investment into the United States. There's no country anywhere that's ever done anything close to that. The United States last year, for the 4 years, it was announced, did less than $1 trillion, and we're going to be doing over 20. That's quite a difference. I'd like to just say the United States is for you, committed to a free and open and thriving Indo-Pacific. My message to the nations of Southeast Asia is that the United States is with you 100%, and we intend to be a strong partner and friend for many generations to come. 1 year ago, we were in a different position, but now we're in the best position we've ever been, and I really do. I say it's the golden age of America, golden age of the United States. Together we'll create incredible prosperity for the nations on both sides of the Pacific Ocean, and to seize new opportunities for all of our people. It's really been an amazing experience. I've been here for a day, but it's been an amazing experience to see some of the things that you've done. And the Prime Minister made sure I saw everything, every single thing. When I said, well, that's okay, maybe I'll take it easy for a little while, I said, no, I have other things to show you. We even rode in the car together, and he's something. But America's ties to this region date back to early days of our republic, when fearless Americans voyaged across the Pacific to establish outposts of trade and diplomacy here in Asia. Those bonds forged so long ago continue to strengthen and grow to this day, including here in Kuala Lumpur. I'm looking forward to speaking with many of you today, and also at APEC in South Korea later this week, where we're heading. Once again, thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister, and thank you to everyone in this room. You are spectacular leaders. You are incredible people. Your energy, your genius, your everything you do, and I say it truly, everything you touch turns to gold. And you can be very proud of it. Other parts of the world are not like this. You're very special people, and it's a very, very special place. Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, members of the media. Behind.
So those were the televised spots that came in from my subscription feed to show you guys tonight and today from last night. And then tonight he's scheduled to land in Tokyo 10, 11 o'clock. So I'll record that for tomorrow's show because he's got that 12 or 13 hour lag. I believe Tokyo is 13-hour time difference, 13 hours. So some of you guys were saying Trump looked tired. Yeah, he looked tired. I'd be tired. But what was interesting is the other people were talking seemed to have something raspy in their voice as well. So I don't know if it was the microphones, but I don't control that. I just get the feed, and then I can use the feed to show you guys. While he was talking, SV looked up on Grok. Why was the Lula, president of Brazil, why did he fly all the way over there? Well, it seems as though the tariffs have made him come to his senses. Grok says Lula's primary motivation for attending was to hold a meeting with Trump on the sidelines of the summit, the first in-person encounter that he's had with Trump since Trump imposed a 50% tariff on most Brazilian exports in July of this year. Those tariffs affecting key goods like coffee, beef, and soybeans were explicitly tied to Brazil's criminal prosecution and sentencing of former President Bolsonaro for his role in a failed 2022 coup attempt. The measures have cost Brazil billions in lost exports and strained bilateral relations with Trump, framing them as a retaliation against what he called a witch hunt against Bolsonaro. So he came all the way across the world to stop. Can you stop banging us with these tariffs? Fantastic. He got it done. Let me see what else is here. All right. Let's go someplace else. Okay. Like I said, I'll get tonight's information for you. As he goes to Tokyo. Let me just see if I can show you his crazy schedule. But anyway, it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tonight. I don't want to bring that up. All right, so I'm going to go into something right now. And some of you guys got a kick out of this, but I got to do it again. All right, so that's my warning. Meaning if you don't like what I'm about to say about Snap, snap off, because this is how I feel. I've been doing so much research on this stuff. I'm going to share some stuff with you tonight. I am going to share with you why I think the Democrat Party doesn't exist. I'm going to share with you why I think the shutdown is a facade. I think they're fighting for their very lives. And I think this Snap thing is a part of it. Now, somewhere in the back of my mind, and President Trump talked about prosperity again, I still don't think on November 1st he's going to let this happen. I think he's going to ride in with something to stop it. But I think it will be conditional. I think he will say, I think I can raise the money. I think we can do this, but here's what we're going to do. Why would he do such a thing? Because by framing it that way, it is yet another thing that the Democrats are going to have to complain about. They complained about the ballroom. They tried to go after Timothy Mellon like he did something bad by putting up $150 million to pay the troops. And he went after Amazon and all these other companies, Comcast, who are paying for the ballroom. Every time he finds a way to solve an issue, it completely devastates them. Telling Costco and Amazon, you can go ahead and put up the money for the ballroom. Having Timothy Mellon put up the money for the military. Now what happens if he finds a way to fund SNAP without them. Everything they're doing right now is being exposed where they're fighting funding. They're fighting the ability for people to get paid. And I believe people are taking notice. I really do. But this one is big. This one I think is really big. This is a malaise that has happened in our country for decades, that nobody has ever wanted to touch this. And I'm going to show you something today that's probably going to piss you off. I mean, be ready to and armed and ready to tell people what you're going to see. But first, before I do that, let's listen to a couple ladies who had something interesting to say.
You want to know why I'm not having an aneurysm over people losing their food stamps on November 1st? Here's why.
Come grocery shop because it just go by faster for one of you. This what I pick and this what he picked.
I tell you what, how about this instead? If you're on food stamps, you get a pre-selected box of meat, bread, rice, food staples, and fruits and vegetables. No more handing you a debit card filled with other people's cash for you to go load up on Oreos. The goal here is to keep you from starving because taxpayers do not need to bankroll your junk food pantry or your health problems.
All right, so what do you think of that? See, I watched that and I'm like, there's another problem because now you're going to have other people pack the box, then you got to ship the box, and the logistics on that would be completely insane. Sounds good. Hey, listen, you get a box of this stuff. What's an easier way is you can only use this fake debit card on certain items the way it was supposed to. You're not supposed to buy cigarettes. You're not supposed to buy liquor. How about we just make the debit card, once we figure out what's going to go on with SNAP, you can get some meat. You can get some rice. You can get some veggies. You get some fruit. You get some milk. And maybe a few other things, diapers. Everything else, off limits. You're not getting Twinkies. Those are luxury items. You're not getting Pop-Tarts. Those are for people who can afford the health care and everything else that comes with eating all that sugar-laden stuff. You are, and I hate to say it, you're a burden on society. And you're rubbing it in people's faces by saying, I got this, I'm buying that. There's supposed to be shame and stigma associated with this. That's the incentive for getting off of it. I have gotten so many emails and text and Twitter replies, Barry, you're being mean. No, I'm not. In fact, I am going to go personally further and show you what these people are all about. I'm talking to JJ, the lawyer, not the pastor, JJ, my lawyer pastor, and I'm going to ask him, I'm going to start paying people for their groceries. I am going to go to someone who's complaining about not being on SNAP and going, let me show you what you can buy, and we'll go ahead and do an Instacart, and I'll have it sent to your house wherever you are in the country. You want to take me up on it? People are going to freak out. And what happened was today, Robin and I did our grocery shopping. I went on Instacart. And it's so cool. You know, you have a family Instacart. We're in different rooms of the house, and she's online picking her stuff, and I'm online picking my stuff. And while we're doing it, you can see the chart and what people are buying, and then afterwards you pay. Well, you just saw the price tag that woman picked up. It was $386. Robin and I picked up our groceries, and it was $182. $182, and as you can see, I'm not a little guy. And so I looked at that and went, wait a second, honey, how long would this last? Granted, we don't have children running around, but if it was just a single person or two people, how long will this last? She laughs at me. She goes, you know, this will last at least a week and a half, depending on how hungry you are. And I'm like, then why are they getting all this money? Why are they getting all of this money? That's not helping. That's enabling. I want to show you something. I looked it up myself because, like I said, I do research. Someone want to explain to me why it costs 300% more to feed a person on food stamps than a person in jail? And people in the chat, in the replies were like, you got to be kidding me. Nope. It costs 3x in terms of what we pay people on food stamps versus what we how much it costs to feed a prisoner. We better off putting all these people in jail. Down here in Florida, and I went and looked. I looked it up. It costs $890 a year to feed a prisoner. Go look up in your state. You can easily look at it. How much does it cost to feed a prisoner for a year? I'm like thinking, okay, so if a prisoner, grown adult, get 3 hots in a cot for $900 a year, why is Shaniqua getting thousands? Anybody want to answer that? I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out at all. And I went and looked. And just so you guys know that I'm not BSing you, I went and here's what Grok said. And I know some people don't believe in Grok, like it's a religion. But it says the average cost to feed one person in a U.S. prison. It can be as low as $1 a day to $4.50 per day. So the high end is $4 a day. The high end is like $1,300 in a year. The high end. The low end is $365 for an entire year. Why is that? Why are we giving away so much money in food stamps, yet we have proven, we have an absolute model, we have no doubt that we can feed one adult for as low as $365 in a year? I'll let you guys talk about that in the comments, because some of you right now are stunned. Wait a second. These people, yep, we got to remember, a prisoner basically gets everything that the welfare people get. They get free medical, they get free housing, they get free food. So tell me, if we're basically the job in feeding a prisoner is just to keep them sustained. There is no luxury to it. Those of you who went to college, you know how much it costs to eat and what you would end up paying for a month. Why is it that these people are getting so much? So they can get the Pop-Tarts and the Twinkies and this and that and the juicy juicies. Why not say, listen, you get this much broccoli, you get this much spinach, you get this much rice, you get this much potatoes, and you get this much meat. That's it. I'm not here to give you a cuisine. I am here to make sure you don't starve. I don't want anybody to starve. But when I looked up this data, and I'm telling you, there is so much here. You can, it just goes on and on. Inflation trends, recent data, national average. Here, this is interesting. The national average is $1 a day to $4.50 a day. Annual cost $365 to $1,600 depending on the state. California spends a little bit less than $4 per person per day. That's $1,400. Florida down here, as I told you, $2.32 a day. $2.32 a day. But Shaniqua gets thousands of dollars. Explain that. I'll wait. I'll wait. I don't think you can. Let me continue with a couple other states. This is all readily available. $4 in Maine. The federal prison is $5 to $6. Minnesota, less than $1.20. And on and on and on. I looked it up. I did the research. Because somebody had said in one of the comments, that's because we're just feeding them gruel. you get bird snout and other stuff mixed up in some gravy. Must work. They're not going hungry. I've seen some really big, buffy-looking prisoners. You look at them in the yard, they don't look like they're all bent over getting ready to throw up or anything. So you tell me, why are we spending so much on these people? I don't want to open a restaurant. I want to make sure that you don't starve. I want to make sure that you understand you should be eating like a prisoner. Why? Because what does every single prisoner want? What does every person who's in jail want the most? Freedom. You want freedom? You need to know that there's something better on the other side. So you got bologna sandwich for breakfast, for lunch. You get something that looks like eggs for breakfast. You get a couple slices of bacon. You get some toast. And that's your breakfast. At noon or so, we're going to make you a nice bologna sandwich. You want it fried? We'll give you a fried bologna sandwich. Here's an apple. Anybody want to know what a bologna sandwich and an apple would cost per day? On that dinner, we're really going to hook you up. We're going to give you this thing, it looks like meatloaf, and some mashed potatoes. Maybe even put a dab of butter on it. Get you some juicy juice. What? Am I missing something? That these people who have done crime exist on eating that every single day, whereas we're paying people on SNAP thousands of dollars to eat crazy stuff. I'm not being mean. I'm being sensible. Food stamps were not supposed to be a lifestyle. It's supposed to be a bridge from people in a bad situation to get to a good situation. Like getting out of jail so then you can go get a job and feed yourself. So you can get off of food stamps and you can then decide to go to McDonald's if you want to pay for it. Does that sound tough? I'm not the only one seeing this. You see, right now what I feel is necessary is we need to get over the other stigma. The stigma that says we shouldn't be talking about this. We shouldn't be saying this. When absolutely you should be, because you have the right to, because you paid for it. Have you ever lent anybody money and then never have to have any conversation as to what they do with the money? That's what the Democrats are doing right now, every single day and month. Give your money and shut up, and you don't have any say whatsoever where your dollars go. None. And so now they're, instead of being contrite, instead of coming to you and saying, listen, my kid really likes Twinkies. Well, maybe he might like, some broccoli. It's going to be better for him. Oh, that's racist. Oh, it's not. How come they can get stuff? You can have stuff and they can't. Because I'm paying for it. If Robin and I, after this show, decide we're going to go to a restaurant and spend $500 on a meal, ain't nobody else paying for it but me and her. It's ours. That's why I said it that way. You can't point at us. I didn't ask you for any money. It's Sunday evening, and I'm doing a show. I'm working. What are you doing, Shaniqua? By the way, I'm pretty sure you could get water. It doesn't have to cost any money. You don't need the juicy juice. See, I think we need to go to a need-based system, not a want-based system. Water is plentiful. It gives you all the nourishment you need. Kids, hey, maybe milk isn't what you should be drinking. But if you want milk, here's some milk. And by the way, here's some broccoli. I'm over it. I'm over it.
So all my cousins in Missouri, y'all entire SNAP benefits will be shut down in November. Nobody will qualify for any type of assistance November 1st. Yeah, they claim it's because of the government shutdown, but no matter how it goes, I'm going to tell you why you're going to be able to survive with this shutdown. Okay, so check it. Me, I'm a mom who is very much kept. I didn't want to go to work. Okay, I stayed at home with my kids. 4 children. My husband worked. Okay? So that's a family of 6. We have not had food stamps for over a year. And yes, we pay the rents that you pay too. We have figured out what we had to release in order to gain. Follow me, okay? So, if you are new to me, if I'm just popping up on your page, hey, I'm Dominique. Welcome to the Nash House brand, okay? I had my car repoed because I couldn't afford it. I was homeless before that, so I'm not going to go back to being homeless, right? Right. I gave up the car. Car was $600 a month. The insurance was $400 a month.
Stop. How in the hell are people paying $600 a month for a car while living in the hood? I mean, I'm happy, as she said, that she released it. The reason I stopped right there is because she's not alone. There are a bunch of people who can't afford these vehicles that are driving $600 and $700 a month car payments. There is something very wrong in these communities. The keeping up with the Joneses is problematic. They need a stern talking to. You don't need to have the Benz. You don't need to have the old, nice car. You definitely don't need to be paying $600 a month on a car payment while I'm paying your food bill. Why is nobody in the government monitoring this? See, down here in Florida, we have this thing called buy here, pay here. It's a complete underbelly of car sales. It doesn't ever show up on your credit report. I'll full disclosure. When we were broke, I bought first 2 cars with a buy here, pay here. You go in there and whoever is the dealer, usually some seedy guy in a strip mall, and you pay him directly. You get a car. But I was paying it, and I was paying to eat my own money. So, but I don't understand how these people are paying $600 a month on a car. And the only reason they can do that is because they don't have to worry about anything else. If you're getting Section 8, if you're getting free snaps, and you're getting free health care, and free this, and free that, yeah, I'm going to go buy me a $600 car. My debt-to-income ratio is pretty damn good. How much you make each month? I make $1,000. Oh, you're not going to be able to afford it. But watch me. I don't have any other expenses. And so Mr. Car Dealer's like, I can take a 40, 50, 60% debt ratio. Here's your keys to this $600 car. Another thing I wanted to stop. For a family of 1, 2, you can double it. Family of 1, the poverty level is $1,500. For 2, it's $30,000. So $30,000 for 2 people, and then it goes accordingly up from there. But for one person, $15,000 is $300 a week. That means you're making about $7.50 an hour. Well, I know if you looked on Indeed or basically any place, it's very hard to find a $7.50 an hour job. Why? Because everything else pays more. These people are being incentivized not to find jobs, not to get out of the poverty level. Don't tell me you can't find a job that pays you $15 an hour with very minimal skills. I'll show you where you can get a job paying $15 an hour. But they're accepting being below the poverty level because you got to stay under that level so you get your money, or rather get your money that they're forcing us taxpayers to pay.
Plus always putting gas in that mug. Plus maintenance, you feel me? Okay? Where we live at, pay $1,800 a month. I know, asinine. And the place has been up since 1984. But you know what? We need a shelter. Check. But do we really need this car? You gonna say, yeah, because I need to get around. No. You have a bus, a train system. You have Lyft, you have Uber. In St. Louis, you have Via, which is rideshare. So you're gonna have to learn how to get along with people. Okay? Then you have your feet.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, you got feet, don't ya? You might have to get up a little bit earlier, but you can go. When she said that, I almost threw up my iced tea. I'm like, oh my gosh. She's telling these people, get your butt out and go walk. Go walk. Then you won't also probably, you'll be more fit. Oh my God, you can't say that to people, telling them they got to exercise.
Your feet. God bless you with feet. Walk. Get your fat ass up and go out and walk.
Now, she's going to say some stuff here that's going to might curl your hair. Some serious expletives. But I didn't want to cut what she had to say because she's so authentic. So just gird your loins here.
Then your hip won't be hurting. You won't be so fucking fat because I used to be 400 pounds. Now that my ass got to walk everywhere, now I'm 186. But anyway, okay? Not to mention if you ride a bike, a scooter. What's them little things that be everywhere downtown? Is that the scooter thing?
Yeah, scooter.
Get on them motherfuckers. Y'all gotta stop being dependent on.
Down here in South Florida, we see there's a lot of Haitians, a lot of Cubans, Venezuelans, even before all this stuff, and Mexicans. And there's of course, this great Asian buffet restaurant. And it's open during the day and then it closes in between. And so if you go to this restaurant at about 2:30, 3 o'clock when they shut down the daytime, the lunch buffet, it looks like a high school or grammar school parking lot. There are 20 or 30 bikes behind the restaurant. And they all come out with their uniforms and they just ride wherever they got to get to. And I remember seeing it the first time when they all came out like, Robin, they just like got dismissed from school. And then they go wherever they go, and then you see them coming back for the evening service, the evening service of food. And I started noticing that around a lot of international restaurants and places like that, where they will ride bikes. They will do the scooters. My people don't seem to want to do that. Well, I say my people, but whatever. She's making a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
System, man. Make the decisions to release something so you can gain something else. When I release that car, when I release car insurance, because it's a scam, when I release having to pay personal property tax, because y'all ain't paying them, but y'all still riding around in that car that ain't been registered since 2020, okay? Leave that shit alone. Let that car go. You'll be able to feed yourself and start planning. You don't have to buy food for a month, baby. You only in the day.
I often wondered that, since I don't have a SNAP card and never have had one. Why is it that their carts are always so full as if they can't come back the next week? Can't you just buy enough for like today or this week? I mean, God knows, we go to the supermarket, or not go, but we're ordering stuff on Instacart all the time. They beat a path here. But even then, when we're out, we'll run into a store and grab something. You don't need to buy everything possible so that your cart is overflowing as you're walking out. Why is it? Why don't you just buy for like the next 4 or 5 days and see what you can stretch? Or are they selling the food? Are they doing something else with this? Because it always looks like it's bulk food. I never see, luckily, where we shop, I never see people who are seemingly on SNAP. Go to Walmart, you may see them. But I don't see a lot of that Costco-ish kind of buy. People actually buy food. And even the older people that go into a Walmart, it's not overflowing carts. Number one, they can't carry all those bags. Why do the welfare queens, everything you see on video, this just monstrous carts? It's an enigma. I don't have the answer.
Wake up that day, thank the Lord. Say, Creator, God, I thank you for this day. I thank you for the magic that's going to happen for me today. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I got this. And God will help you provide and find out what you're going to eat for that day. You don't need to buy food for 30 days, baby, because 30 days ain't promised.
See, now some of you guys are feeling bad, huh? Some of you guys were talking about the way she looked. Some of you guys were like, oh, she might be, you know, somebody said, oh, yeah, you don't weigh 186 pounds. Doesn't matter. It's the message. See, it was Sunday here. And I thought, you know, this would be a good thing for somebody maybe to hear. Go look up Matthew 6:25-34. It's my most favorite passage in the Bible. I am not one of those people who can recite the Bible verbatim. I just never been. But that passage, I've remembered it my entire life. Matthew 6:25-34. I would put it on the screen, but I want you to have some homework. Because that is the single passage I have lived my entire life by once I started reading the Bible. Matthew 6:25-34. It's Sunday, so write it down and be sure if you haven't really spent any time in Matthew 6:25-34 that you do so.
Y'all ain't feeling me. You only get one day. Stop thinking about everything ahead because that provides anxiety. Stop focusing on what's in the past because that provides trauma. And live in today. That's how you're going to be able to get over that hump. And it only takes 30 days for you to do something for it to be your new normal.
This woman's educated herself. This woman is spitting out Tony Robbins and all kinds of guru stuff right here. She understands it takes you 30 days to change your routine. That is a absolute truth. You want to learn how to work out. You want to learn how to do this. You want to learn the Bible. It only takes you 30 days to build a new habit. So she's obviously not spouting from just BS. She understands that.
Now y'all walk, because if you from St. Louis and you still watching this video, you ain't new to this. You ain't new to this. We came from the hood where we had nothing but scraps. So y'all need to get on your job, save your money, look at what you eating, okay? I stopped buying all the meat like we've been programmed to do. Oh, I need 10 pounds of ground beef for the month. I need 15 pounds of chicken. Nah. Okay, take you some days where you don't eat meat. 2 days out of the week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and eat plant-based food.
I'm like, woo, you go, girl. Hey, how do you put the budget together? How do you stretch things out? Hey, 2 days a week, you don't need to eat no meat. Excuse me. Go ahead and eat some salad. How about some salad and bread? 2 days a week, just 2 days a week. How much will you save if you don't go out and get the sugar pies and the Twinkies and the Tuesday and Thursday? I want you to feed your entire family vegetables and salad. I go to a salad place. You guys have just for salad wherever you live, and you can build a salad, and you're like, oh, man, that was awesome. I'm full. That's a huge salad. Can I take the rest home? Yeah, here's your box. You're like, let me get some greens. Let me get some cucumbers. Let me throw some tomatoes up in here. Oh, those little baby carrot things. Oh, that's good. Oh, you know what I love? Robin laughs at me. I love me some seaweed salad. Put some seaweed salad in there on top of that. And then over here, I'm going to put some little, other stuff. And then I'm going to get I like the, what kind of, is it? I think it's rye breadcrumbs. Pumpernickel breadcrumbs. Ooh, phenomenal. And then I'll put some cheese on top of it, and that salad will look like that. Robin's laughed at me. She goes, how long is it going to take you to eat that salad? I don't know, maybe 2 days. Who says you got to have meat every meal? Where is it written that says I best have me some pork chops and chicken or steak? No. You can't afford it. Stop telling me I got to pay for you who can't budget, who can't put a kitchen together. She's on it.
And if you know how to cook, you ain't going to be able to tell the difference. All right? Now, if you need some recipe ideas, I got a food blog playlist.
Y'all see what she just did there? See, this woman obviously has been straight out the hood. She has learned somewhere. She has assimilated and compiled some knowledge. And she just did what's called in our business a CTA. A CTA is a call to action. She just pitched her website. And I guess maybe on the bottom is the link or whatever. And so you're telling me, as many people have, because now we got to move into some of the prosperity stuff. I'm too old. I can't do it. I have no other way to make any money. I blah, 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 blah. And I hear it all the time. SV has to ban people from here and from X and everything else because people keep making excuses. And here's a woman who used to weigh 400 pounds, who's lost over 200 pounds, who has lived in the ghetto of St. Louis, who understood she was homeless, and she has looked at YouTube videos and TikTok videos and said, wait a second, hold on. I can make some money doing this? Yes. I can make money. All I've got to do is make videos, talk to people, sound intelligent. She's not dressed up. She can talk. So either she's using a phone or she went and found a camera, inexpensive, and she's like, I got me a blog with some recipes. Come on to www.hoodfood or something. And people will go. And I'm sure on her blog, she probably has advertisements for, I don't know, cookware, stuff that people can afford in her demographic. You understand what a demographic is? Well, you're one. You're in a demographic right now. Did you know that nearly 80% of the people who watch Fanfare do so on 80% are over the age of 55, 66% are female. That's demographics. You got to know who you're talking to. And it doesn't cost you anything. You're already doing it. You're already watching videos. You're already clicking things on your television. And many of you probably haven't thought, you know what? Barry talks about real estate, but I can't do the real estate. You don't think you can do that? One of the reasons why I wanted to show you is she's not dressed up in a suit. She doesn't seemingly have a whole bunch of makeup on. I know when ladies talk about getting on video, I ain't getting on no video. No, I can't do that. I got to go, the glamour shots before I get on the camera. I got to look good. Where the people who know better understand, doesn't matter what you look like. What it matters is you start. You can always get to the point where you can go to Glamour Shop every day before you go on film. But you got to start somewhere. And I don't know who this woman is, but I absolutely applaud her. She's trying to tell people, stop, change your lives, do things differently, eat this way. Get yourself into a Bible. Understand God. You don't need to have this habit. Get rid of the things of the trappings of the world, like a car that you pay $600 a month for. And by the way, you want to go to my blog? I'm like, you go, girl. It was so smooth how she dropped that call to action, and many people will watch this and probably don't even understand. Instead of some people looking at it and go, you know what, if she can do it, if Barry can do it, I can do it. See, I talk politically. I used to talk about the Miami Dolphins. She's talking about people she's talking what she knows. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. You're like, Barry, I don't know what to talk about. What do you know? What do you know? Every single one of you are part of a system based upon your life experience. Ashley used to be a teacher. Hey, Ashley, she's been talking about opening up a teaching channel. She knows. It's what she knows. I've got people who are law enforcement. This guy wants to talk about self-defense. He knows. Because then your credibility follows. Hey, I've been a police officer for 18 years, and I used to work here, and I used to do that. So let me show you how you can defend yourself. Okay, he's got the goods. Hey, I used to live in the hood. I'm still in the hood. I'm poor. I'm trying to better myself. Here's what I did. I lost 200 pounds. She announced her credits. And you guys didn't realize, well, she lost 200 pounds. She gave up the car. She's a Christian. Oh, just that quick in a 3 or 4 minute video. And now she's out there telling people, come to my blog. Just wanted you to pay attention to that.
TikTok and on YouTube. And it's better ingredients are going to cost you more, but you won't need to eat them as often. Stop buying packs of ramen noodles. Them are not good for your system. The reason why y'all keep eating them and you eat them up before the month is over is because it's addictive, because it's not real food. Whatever is not real and is synthetic is going to make you crave it more. Synthetic don't go in this body. This 100% human, baby. Yours too. So I'm gonna need you to stop eating that shit. You eating like you, ooh. It's raining. That's confirmation. God's blessing is upon us. This is a blessing for y'all in St. Louis. It's time for y'all to believe the ancestors are tired of saying y'all eat scraps. You don't eat like Big Mama, you eat better than Big Mama. I love you, cousin.
Ooh, it's raining. That's confirmation. That's confirmation. It rained on her. Whew. Powerful. As far as I'm concerned, that's powerful. I wish everybody in the hood had somebody like that. You don't need to eat this stuff. You don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be having 6 kids. You straighten up. You don't need the $600 car. You can walk. Take a scooter. Who are you embarrassed by? You don't need your nails done. You don't need all that. What you need is to get your life straight. And this is why I think, let me and put a bow around it. I'm going to show you something now that's going to really tie this up for you and understand what's going on as far as I'm concerned with the Democrats. There's been this thing going around, and this is going to blow you away. I mean, completely blow you away. I posted a preview about what I'm going to be talking about, and I want you to see this because it's mind-blowing. And let me scroll to it. All right, so I posted this earlier. What if I told you the Democrat Party doesn't actually exist? That it's a mirage? That it's made to look as though it's real, when essentially it's not. And why they are fighting so hard to avoid signing this deal with President Trump. Why they absolutely have to make sure that these newcomers are stuck on these rolls. Why are they lying? Why is the media lying? Well, this is going to show you why. This is by the Center for Immigration Services or something like that. This is all of welfare. This is cash. This is food. This is Medicaid. And this is housing. And the legend up here is in the blue are U.S.-born headed households. Yellow is legal immigrant households. And purple are those households that are completely illegal. So the first set here is any welfare, as you can see. Any welfare, 59% of the people on welfare come from the purple households. Cash, it's different. It's only 18, but look at this. Look at the food right here. The food is 48%, and then the Medicaid is 39%. So you got to be asking yourself, wait a second, hasn't Hakeem Jeffries gone on television over and over and over and over? No, we're not looking to give newcomers anything. It's a lie. Well, it's not. And so when you're looking at those kind of numbers, and you see these numbers, you now realize they don't exist without growing and harvesting their voter base. There is no Democrat Party. It is all newcomers and people, you know, in the hood. All right, Barry, I don't believe you. You got to have more than that to show me. All right, well, here we go. Let me show you this, and I will put the link in the description after the video so you can see this for yourself. This is the Center for Immigration Studies. And it's started getting passed around today, and people are like, OMG. All right, welfare use by immigrants and the U.S. born. This is, I can't read through this because it is an exhaustive document that you should look at. But it goes through, and it says among the findings, the rate is 59% for non-citizen households. I.e., what that means is green card and those people. 59% of the people on welfare. 59%. Oh, more than half aren't supposed to be here. Every media outlet and every Democrat politician is lying to Americans, and this study, which was actually done during the Biden administration, which means these numbers are probably even worse. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here, let me show you this. There's the date. December 19th, 2023. And as you go through this, it shows you. Our best estimate is that 59% headed by newcomers, also called the undocumented, use at least one major program. We have no evidence this is due to fraud. Among legal immigrants, we estimate the rate is 52%. And you can just look at all this stuff here. It is the most well-documented survey I've ever seen regarding this. You get down here and it starts showing you different things here. And every time you look at it, it's non-citizens. And then there's big tables and you know, I'm not, like I said, there is so much in here that you'll dig into, and you'll get a drink and a biscuit, and your head will be blown. And then you get here. Why is newcomer welfare use so high? The high use of welfare by newcomers seems implausible. However, there are several things to consider. First, more than half of all newcomer households have one or more U.S. born children. Second, many, which is what they call those, right? Yeah, you know exactly what they call those. Second, many states offer Medicaid directly to newcomers. For example, a dozen states offer Medicaid to all low-income children, regardless of immigration status. So as you read this, let me see how many pages is. I mean, hold on. I'm not gonna. We've been here for 2+ hours. Look how in detail this is. You can go through this, and it's amazing. Look at all this information that you can read. It's available in the public domain where you can read this entire study. So if 60% of the people on SNAP and welfare and Medicaid and all this stuff, 60%. Why is it that Hakeem Jeffries and all the Democrats keep saying, no, it's not true? Because they know they no longer exist as a party. They cannot be competitive. They have to keep these people fed. They have to keep these people insured. They have to keep giving them the carrot. Otherwise, they go away. Whether through deportation or self-deportation. There's no reason to be here and starve. I can starve at home. I can go home. The only reason I'm here is because, quote, a better life. Now, that better life wasn't involving me getting a job. That better life was involved in you giving me everything. I venture to say, after you see those numbers and have just seen those numbers, that every single one of these welfare queens could keep their budget and we would still save hundreds of billions of dollars. See, the Americans, if we just kept the Americans on Medicaid and SNAP, we would save a hundreds, maybe even $1 trillion. Which leads me to the next thing. What if President Trump wasn't looking to strip SNAP, but was looking to strip certain people from SNAP? You see, right now, everybody's up in arms. They're talking about having a national day of theft. What if he said, you can have your SNAP. You just need to go show at this building or that building in the next, 5 or 6 days that you're an American citizen. What do you think would happen at that point? Well, the Democrats would lose their minds, but the people in the hood would be like, yeah, I got my birth certificate. I got this, I got that. Yeah, see, give me my SNAP benefits. Shouldn't you have to prove that you are here legally, that you're an American? What do you think would happen if he did that somehow? I don't know the logistics if it could happen, but as of right now, nobody's getting it. So if you want to seem like you're coming in with a white horse, you want to, I'm looking to fix this. The Democrats can't fix it. So here's what we're going to do. Everybody who's an American who can prove you're an American, ID, wink, 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 you're going to get your SNAP benefits. I don't know how he could do it. I don't know if he's considering it. I don't know if anybody's watching this in the White House. What if they had to prove they are absolutely Americans? It would be incredible. So when the Democrats say it has nothing to do with them or this, it absolutely does. They do not have the votes. They do not have the legion of people who continue to vote for them. That's why they're fighting. They are staring down the barrel at the end of their party. There is nothing they can do right now. And so all they can do is protest and scream and go on the media, because the truth of the matter is you indeed want to have Americans continue to pay for these people, and you have obfuscated it. No, you can go even further, kept it hidden from Americans. You've known it. I'm not the only person who has seen that study. Now you've seen it, and you're like, wait a second. Hold on. You got to get your butt up tomorrow morning. It's Monday morning. And you got to get up, and you got to go to work for 40 hours this week and do whatever you need to do so that those people can run around stores. America, I hope you've had enough. I hope you've had it to here. I hope you tell everybody you know, hell no. We're done with this. Why are we now just seeing it? I don't know. It started bubbling up today. And people, even Ashley sent me, have you seen this? I'm like, I saw it today because somebody sent it to me. So now someone has sent it to you. And again, it is so long. Go ahead and dig in. Let me see. I'll post. Let me post a link in the chat. Did I close it? Where is it? I gotta find it again, so that you guys can see it. But it's the Center for Immigration Studies, and I'll put the link in the chat because it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And I wanted to show you this in closing. That shows how this stuff springboards. SNAP is one of the more means-tested programs. So if you're on SNAP, it's 43 plus million, not Americans, 43 million people are. You almost certainly are also on Medicaid, earned income tax credit, some sort of Obama program, you're highly likely to have WIC, Section 8, SSI, disability, temporary assistance for needy families, a myriad of state programs for the poor that are based on qualifying for Medicaid, and anyone on the above programs is almost certainly not a net payer of income taxes. Furthermore, since most of these programs are cliff-based, no subsidy at all after a certain income level, usually 100 to 2% around the federal poverty level, you are highly likely to be on these programs for the rest of your life. It's a trap. It's a trap for the recipients at the expense of the middle and upper middle classes. They put this together over a period of decades to the point where I don't know how we extricate ourselves from this, but you are an indentured servant for these other people who do nothing. They don't even say thank you to you. They're out there giving you the middle finger because they can't get enough. And all of this goes back to the fact and how it happened where they take your money out of your paycheck without you ever seeing it. You don't even have a choice. It's gone. And so one of the ways to combat that is to do what this young woman did. Understand, the government's not coming to save you. The government is not going to help you. You shouldn't look for the government to help you. If you look to the government for help you, then you're also a victim of the government when they choose not to. Make sure you understand that. Oh, they're giving me so much stuff. Oh, this is great. Except when they don't want to give you any more of that stuff because they want to control you. And so the only answer is for you to extricate yourself from this huge trap that the Democrats and the Republicans have put in place. Don't make any doubt about it. None of this would have been able to happen if there weren't willing Republicans who looked the other way and just got paid. They're just as bad. And that's why many of them, the Republicans, don't like Trump either. He's upsetting the apple cart. Hey man, we get paid from this too. We're all making money. You're messing up everything. Well, think about the people, the American people, you watching this right now, who more than likely, if you're retired, worked all your life, and now you're sitting there wondering, why did I give so much at the office? I can't answer that. I can't answer, that was one of the reasons why I said I got to be an entrepreneur. I can't do this. I cannot trade my time for a wage. I can't let someone else dictate to me what my time is worth. I determine what my time is worth. I talk to Rob and say, Rob, I'm going to do a show tonight. Really? How long are you going to be on? Well, I'd like to be on like 90 minutes, but you know how that goes. All right, so if you go on for 3 hours tonight, what are you going to make or potential to make? All right, well, get your butt in there and do a video. See, I determine that. Most people watching this, your ability to earn has been determined by somebody else, and that somebody else also tells you you're also going to give this much back this way. And you've done it 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Where someone else has said, here's what you're worth. We will pay you. Uh-oh, that's a storm coming. Down here, that's bad. I might get blinked off. Here's what we'll pay you because we have determined this is what you are worth. You ever think of it that way? That somebody else has determined your value. This woman that you just saw, I don't know how many people watch. I don't know what, anything about her. I haven't seen her channel, but I do know she has realized that. She has realized there's going to be a lot of things happening in a very short period of time. And one of those things is AI and all other kinds of stuff are coming. And my ability to earn is going to be severely inhibited by all these changes that are happening. President Trump keeps saying it. He said it a couple times today. I played the soundbite. Every time he says it, he said wealthy. He said prosperity. And there has to be a reason he's saying that, because he's trying to tell people like her, you don't have to be poor. You don't have to be reliant on the government. I don't care if you got a degree or not. You can dig yourself out, or if you're already out, you can get to a higher position. And too many people say, you've heard it, I'm comfortable, I'm okay. It's time to stop being comfortable. It's time to start being comfortable being uncomfortable. You think it's easy for me to sit here for 3 hours, 5 or 6 days a week and do this? No. But I drive myself because I don't know how many days and years or whatever I have left on this planet, and I want to make sure that the woman out there is taken care of to my best ability, and my daughter and my grandkids, and nothing is going to deter me from that. Not a Democrat, not a Republican. YouTube, thank you for the opportunity. Oh, what did Rush Limbaugh say a couple weeks ago, a couple days ago? I put, what luck is? Luck is the combination of preparation and opportunity. So every day you watch me, understand there's somebody like that woman who said, I'm going to go get lucky today. I'm prepared and I see the opportunity. I'm going to go get lucky. Now, the only thing I want to say in passing is, I alluded to it in my video earlier today, is think of some people next week. I'm probably going to go to Walmart 2 or 3 times a week around the 1st if this thing doesn't get resolved, because I want to be there if somebody old is walking to their car with groceries. I don't want this to be like a lion on a savannah where people are watching people walk out with groceries. Have you thought about that? What can you do? I'm going to go out and make sure that if I see this woman walking with a cart of groceries, that she's not basically a gazelle getting ready to get at. I'm going to make sure that woman gets to her car. Down here we have open carry. Whatever you need to do, make sure the least of us aren't prey. I beg of you to go to a store, even if you're not buying anything, and just watch what's going on in a parking lot. It's bad enough that we're going into the holiday season, which is always when people want to steal. But now they're not going to get their food stamps. It's going to be a jungle. It is definitely welcome to the jungle time. So please, please keep your eyes open for people who are in a less situation, not only less financially, but a woman walking with her kids who's distracted. Johnny, and while she looks at little Johnny, this person comes over and steals her food. She's opening up the back of the SUV, and she's reaching for groceries, and 2 guys come around. Be diligent. These people are going to get desperate, and they're telling us we're going to steal everything. You think they're just going to steal from the store? No, the store is hard. The store is contained. The store probably has a police officer. The little lady walking to a car who's not even thinking about this stuff, that's prey. That's somebody walking around the parking lot looking and seeing as they're walking. And don't go at night. Oh, I can't even help you at night. I'm not doing it. You got to do some shopping, do it in the day. But the best thing is, go on Instacart. I'm telling you, you might have Instacart. Do DoorDash. Don't go to these stores. If I was a DoorDash driver, I'd be kind of weirded out too. It's crazy. What day is this going on? I did not catch the date. Here, let me show you. I think I saved that. I don't want to show the video because it's absolutely disgusting. But this is what this woman put out. EBT food stamps recipients are organizing a mass theft event. We're going to stick together. November 3rd at 6:30, we're going to Walmart. And at 7:30, we're going to walk out with Walmart with our buggies full. They can't catch everybody. All you got to do is run. We got to stick together. It doesn't even matter. Remember, put it in your calendar. I'm saying don't even wait till November 3rd when they're putting this event together. Start just, I don't know, if you got some spare time around during the day, just go through and ride through the parking lot every once in a while. Think of you always want to think about what you do for somebody else. Here's something. You might just save somebody's life. If these people are hungry, they're going to come. They're going to come out the bushes. You're going to see them. And for yourself, park up front. Park someplace where there's a lot of people. When you get out your car, look around. Be aware. Have your situational awareness. Be on point. Get your spidey senses. And if you live like we do on here, make sure you got your carrying, peace. Be careful. Be careful. Desperation is coming. It's already here with the Democrats, and they're encouraging it. So, yeah, they'll be stopping the grocery vans too. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll tell my husband. Yeah, there is no. They will not have a conscience. They will not have a conscience. And I knew I wanted to mention this to you guys because don't depend on 911 to help you. 911 is reactive. It's after something has happened. You can't even call, hey, 911. There's a bunch of guys in the bushes here at Walmart. Have they done anything? No, not yet. Oh, what do you want me to do? Don't be reactive. Be proactive. Different word there. Be careful. If this is what they're going to do, if they're out there broadcasting to the world what they're going to do, you need to be broadcasting to your family and friends what they need to do. If we're at war, you better make your battle plans. That's sick. Don't these thieves think of others who pay for food? Nope, they don't care. Go watch some of the videos. I don't know if it's rage bait, but it scares me. I told Robin, don't do it. Everything's online. Don't go. Let's see here. November 1 is supposed to take place. I get mine on 15th. Almighty God can turn things. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, check out Matthew 6:25-34, my favorite passage. And it's something that even if you're on Snap or something, put your faith there, not in a Democrat. Matthew 6:25-34. I challenge you, I compel you to go look that up. Please understand what that is all about. It changed my life completely. And I'm like, no, I don't worry about it. All right, let me do this. Move this in. Okay, Brett, thank you very much. Now I can move it in. Starfleet. Malaysia flags are red, white, and blue like ours, but there's a crescent moon and star in the blue area. Okay, that's who the other flag was, Malaysia's flag. Buddy Sanders, Brazil is jailing any government opponents and censoring Brazilian people. I bet that not doing it anymore. Trisha, love JD, but Kim Clement prophesies a Latino president. Marco could be it. He's right there. I'm just saying. And don't get me wrong. I always have to say the disclaimer. I love me some JD Vance. Claudette, Barry, you also eat out multiple times a month. That will definitely cut down on your grocery bill. I didn't say I was looking to cut down on my grocery bill. You see, the whole thing when I talk about prosperity is you get to a point where you don't have to worry about that. And I'm not saying that you not saying anything negative, but I wasn't implying that I needed to find a way to cut back. It's just me and Robin here. I'm 65, and we're gonna just live our best lives. Update, Tilly, our daughter-in-law is no longer with. Wow. Please pray for our son and grandchildren. They are hurting so much as expected. Oh my gosh, Tilly. So sorry. So sorry to hear that. So sorry. Crazy. Fume drummer. When my wife and I qualified for food stamps, I hated it and got a better job. Yeah, I want to get off of it. So I would want to. I would want to say, can you imagine as a man telling your wife, girlfriend, whatever, and we got to get food stamps? Her looking at you going, you serious? Did I make a mistake here? I'm on food stamps? You're right, Fume. Starfleet, inmate at Fulton County Sheriff's Office, get meals, breakfast, only you get an oatmeal and a small piece of cornbread. Lunch, you get cold sandwiches, and dinner, a hot plate. Okay. If they can feed these people for $2 a day, why aren't we giving it to doing the same thing? Tilly, thank you everyone for your prayers and kindness. Can't stay. Too sad. Eyes are swollen. I'm so sorry for Tilly. I'm going to remember you for the next prayer meeting, Tilly. Chapo, Fed prison food was horrible. Most cases of food said not for human consumption. Most ate commissary food, but yet some were in no rush to leave. I couldn't leave. But that should be the idea. You ain't here to have, Chef Ramsay. You're here because you can't afford to buy food, so we're going to give you some sustenance. Nick Dastis, we spend very little on our troops. MREs. Yeah, an MRE. You know what an MRE is? Meal ready. I forget what this. I forget it. Ready to eat. Meals ready to eat. So you have to open up this package, and you hit it or something if it gets hot, or you put it in boiling water, and you're eating like some pasta or something. Our military can eat on $1 a day. Mary Lou Pitcher, thank you. Chapo again. Where'd that go? Where'd it go? My wife used to manage Section 8 apartments. People would sell their benefits for cash. Many bodegas cash you out for a fee. Yep, exactly. Prison full of bodega owners. Yeah, sure. Watch what happens in New York. Linnell, I've been gardening for 15 years. I always plant way more than we need. I invite my family and friends over to pick vegetables. I love doing it and try to teach others how to grow their own food. Very well. Very good. Ruth McCurdy, invite that woman as a guest. I don't know. I guess I can look and see what her handle is. She proves success isn't about big money. It's about growth, integrity, serving God and others. Yes, exactly. Tania, Barry, someone told the other day that Trump could override this shutdown as in declare an emergency and reopen it. He could, probably. It would be interesting how they're going to fight him if he tries to, solve the problem. Elizabeth Rancor, no prosperity lesson tonight. I was going to, but I needed to cover this stuff from President Trump, so I will one night this week. Neo, thank you, Barry. Great show as always. God bless, and please use for more Bibles. Thank you very much. America Ramirez, also, they can't fly together. JD is the next in line. I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. Here's why. Did they use Air Force One and Air Force Two at the Charlie Kirk Memorial? Because they were both there. In fact, people were wondering who's the designated survivor, because Pete Hegseth was there, Marco Rubio was there, J.D. Vance was there, the president obviously was there. So who knows what the logistics were behind all of that. All right, everybody, be careful out there. It might get crazy real soon. We'll see you tomorrow. By the way, if you want to watch it live, President Trump is doing all the stuff in Japan tonight at about 11 o'clock if you're still up. And if not, I will be covering it tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.